Well, it's not a full-blown food crisis, not yet at least. But the question now, is this where we're headed? Joanna Tuttle is the director of the CSIS Global Food Security Project, and she joins me now from Washington. If this isn't a crisis at this point, what is it, Joanna?
Well, I think it's a resurgence of high food prices. In the Middle East, in Tunisia and Algeria, the riots are not just riots about food prices. They're riots about general dissatisfaction with young people's prospects as they grow into adulthood, and about a whole host of governance issues. Now, remember, the FAO's food basket prices have risen, especially around oil and sugar. Grain prices are not quite as high as the other areas, so we don't see this really dramatically affecting poor people as of yet.
What do we mean, then, when we talk about a global food crisis?
Well, what we mean is that we may see that either there's not enough food in store for everyone to have enough food, or more likely, countries may be imposing export bans on food, so food is just not getting to people who need it. Because
aside from the vagaries of the weather, there are other things to blame for spikes in prices. 1 billion people went hungry last year in the world. How many people need to go hungry this year before the world wakes up and realises that trade tariffs that benefit the rich to the detriment of the poor are literally killing people, aren't they?
Well, if you look at it, the G20 and the wealthier countries have done a tremendous amount since 2008 to invest in the prospects of poor people so that hunger starts to drop. And in 2010, you did see the number of hungry people actually drop. That number is going to fluctuate, but some of these long-term efforts by the U.S. government, by Europe, Japan, and others to invest in agriculture internationally, we hope will make a difference.
Nevertheless, on a scale of 1 to 10, given what happened in Russia and in Canada, in Pakistan, in Australia, and now in Brazil, although I'm not sure that that's affecting commodities a lot, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad have things been in the last 6 to 9 months when it comes to encouraging these spikes in food prices?
Well, they haven't been as bad as they have in 2008. We haven't seen fuel prices be quite as high. In 2008, fuel prices just added tremendously to the food prices because corn was going to biofuels instead of to people to eat. And then secondly, the cost of transporting food and the cost of fertilizers and other inputs was sky high, so that made food prices just incredibly high. So oil prices are down considerably now, so we're not going to see, at this point, we're not going to see the same kind of really detrimental effect as we saw in 2008.
Yeah, oil prices down from their peaks of 150 bucks on the barrel, but still not particularly low at around 92. So let's hope they stay low in order to keep these prices as low as they can be.